Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as Zaywall. And today we're made a bracelet. This was pattern 75953 over on friendshipbracelets.net. I would say that this is a beginner friendly bracelet. A little bit of challenge, but it's all done with just left and right knots. So as long as you know those two, you could probably muddle your way through this. It is going to challenge you in the sense of keeping the tensions right, which I think is really good for a beginner to learn, because there's like these little diamonds and little things that are going on in there. Keeping the tension is really important if you want the bracelet to look nice and straight and come out. And be the fact that it is just those two knots, I really do think that a beginner who is really trying to up their game could do this and turn out with something that's really nice. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, it was going to end in like a weird place, and I kind of was contemplating whether it was worth putting in the extra rows. I put in the extra rows, and no problem there. It is a little bit longer. If I compare it to my other bracelets, it does seem longer indeed, but not too much, not too bad. And as far as like using more string, not a problem because it does use it really evenly. I did not change up any of the directions of the strings to try to maximize the usage of anything. So it just, the way it landed, the way it naturally progressed, all worked out just fine. So there's that. Like that's always a good thing. Yes, some of the later strings were shorter than the blue ones, but I anticipated that, you know, kind of going into this. But again, I cut my strings to 1/3 of a skein, and so they're plenty long enough to get me through pretty much anything as long as there's balance. It gets a little tight if there's like a strand that gets used like all the way from beginning to end, but this didn't have that at all. As far as the amount of time it took me 1 hour and 6 minutes, so a little bit above average, but I did add in extra rows, and I was live streaming, so there was me talking and chatting with one of my YouTube members, and just sort of in a zone. Like it wasn't the most productive zone, you know. I don't know. It was fine. I don't mind that it took a little extra. It is sped up a bit more because I didn't want to go like super long with this video, because it kind of felt like maybe there's not a lot that I could really talk about. I guess I could share the fact that I did try to do this as segmented and as easy as I could. So if you're like kind of following along with like how I'm doing the knots, I really tried to set an example of doing nice long rows and getting it to work for me. But I don't think I ever like really felt that any which way that I was doing it was that great. Like it was okay, but I wasn't getting like nice long rows like I kind of would have wanted. Well, I mean, in some points I do. Like I said, like it didn't feel like I was getting these big progress things that like I really wanted. Like, and I think as it goes on further, I think I started to get a better sense of like how to get it to segment. So maybe don't follow the first half, I follow the latter half, because then it kind of comes in better. I don't know. I'm just happy that it turned out. And it's got like okay, that part above there, that kind of looks like a less than and a greater than sign. And then you have like this little circle, like a 0. And then there's like a figure 8 or an infinity symbol. So like there's a whole lot of like symbolism potentially going on in this that I think is kind of neat. I don't know if that's what the person who originally shared the pattern to the website, if that was their intent, was to make it have infinities and stuff. I have no idea. Might have been just because it worked out really well this way. But whatever, it turns out, I think it's really neat. I think whoever ends up finding this whenever I'm doing my seller booth thing, whoever finds this one is probably, they're gonna love it. I really feel like this is the kind of bracelet that it's gonna really speak to that one person that they will enjoy this. So I think, yeah, we're past the halfway point. I need to thank my YouTube members. Thank you guys so much for everything. I really do appreciate it. If you want to become a member, it's easy. It's next to the subscribe button. It says join, and you guys get to have hangouts with me. You get to watch videos early, the patterns early, and in general know that you're helping the channel to grow. I don't get a whole lot from the ads or whatever, so it's the members that really help make the whole thing feasible. So thank you guys once again so much. I just realized, so that big like chevron coming down, it kind of looks like it overlaps the part where the greater than and less than signs are. So it kind of looks like cards stacked on top of another thing, you know, or something like that. Like that's kind of neat. I hadn't really, like, I'm holding the bracelet here, like thinking, what else did I gained from this? And yeah, that's kind of a neat effect. I like that. Oh, it's got a really cool kumi on it as well. So if you're interested in that, you might have to actually go to the website and check out the finished picture, because I'm not sure how much you can see of that in the final reveal. But Mandy really went out and made something amazing. I don't know. She always asks, like, what does the pattern look like? And I'll share the pattern with her, and then she tries to come up with a kumi that suits the pattern, and somehow I think she really nailed it. So yeah, kudos to her for just being able to do some of the most amazing stuff. So see how the greater than less than sign seems like it's a square, but it's actually being covered up by the other things? Very cool. Very, very, very cool. So yeah, periodic chevrons, little bit of design going on as well. Not a bad pattern overall. Honestly, I really do think that for a 2-color pattern, this is not bad. Mind you, as far as colors go, like I went with a light blue and a dark blue, but you could literally do any 2 strong contrasting colors, and it would turn out pretty cool. I'm trying to think, like, what other colors would I really want to see this done in? Like maybe like a fluorescent color and a black would be fun. I think I still have some fluorescent colors. Maybe I'll play around with that at some point here. But yeah, this is the last bracelet for the month, and tomorrow we'll be doing a review of all the bracelets we did. I think it's 10 or 11 this month. So do a review, which ones I like the best. Yeah, kind of looking forward to that, and then coming up with a plan for next month. What are we going to do for next month? So yeah, this is coming into the end. These are the final chevrons. So hey, thanks for watching. You made it this far. That's awesome. If you could, maybe hit the like button, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.